Hi, I'm going to go ahead and show you an introduction to War Beasts using the elemental ranking card. I'm going to play a couple rounds and show you how a tie would work and how we would use the elemental ranking card. So to start playing, we go ahead and shuffle the deck and deal out 7 cards. In this demo, I'm only going to have a 2-player game. We'll have player A and player B. So here's player B and player A, and then their win piles for the winning of the gems. So each beast card has gems that you're trying to win. So to start the game, we'll go ahead and deal 7. Now I'll have these, the elemental ranking cards. We'll put those right with player A and player B's. And then we'll do 7 cards. Start the game. That is 7 and 7. We'll go ahead and put the War Beasts deck right in the middle so both can draw. Player A gets 2 3s, a 9, Triceratops, and 4 phenomena. He's got 3 all plus phenomena, 3 and 1 minus phenomena. So that's a pretty good hand. And then we'll go ahead and see how player B gets. He's got a 9, a 4, an 8, and a bunch of phenomena as well. Pretty even hands. So typically you play close-handed. You wouldn't play up open-handed. But for this demo, I'm going to be open-handed for both players, just so I show you how to play. So he's got 1 minus phenomena, 3 plus phenomena. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and play. So to start, you can randomly select a player or have the lowest card go first. Player A would say, I have a 3. Player B, his lowest is 4, says, I don't have a 3. I only have a 4. Go ahead, you go first. So player A will play his 3 and then draw a card. Player B sees it's a 3. He sees, that's a pretty good card. I could possibly force a war here, maybe. But it actually probably would not. If he brings his 4 down to a 3, the fire would still win. So there's really no point of bringing that down. So these cards can never tie because we have the fire beats the earth and earth ties the water. And you'll be able to see that here where the fire beats the earth and the earth ties the water. So you want to look at how these ties work because this ends up being an earth. So an earth going against a fire, water, fire. Fire would beat earth, but water ties earth. So this fire will always beat this card no matter what. So, but he's actually just beating the card because of the number. So we only need to worry about the element ranking if you want to force a tie and force a war. These cards can never go to war. So he would just play the 4, and the 3 is then beaten, and then that goes into this card pile, and player B would play this 4. Player A sees the fire 4, and he decides the best move is probably just to go ahead and play a 5. But he can force a war, and I want to show you this. So he can play this +1 to turn this into a 5, and then play his 5 to force the war, so they would be playing for gems. You're playing for 2 gems on this 5 and 2 gems for this. So both players would go ahead and play war. Player A draws back up to 7 cards. Player A initiated the war. Player B will then start the war, and we can get rid of the phenomena now because we're just playing for these cards. So to go ahead to go to war, you draw the top of the deck. Got a minus. That's not too good. So then he drew a 7. So if you draw a phenomena card, you have to keep drawing until you draw a beast card and more. So he drew a 7. And that 7 gets subtracted by 1. So any phenomena card before you draw your beast card in war, it will act on that beast card. So this is a 6. Then player A now has to beat a 6. Oh, we got some poison mushrooms. That's a minus. That's not good either. Oh, he got an 8. And this phenomena does not have any fire on it. so it doesn't act on this fire imp. So that would stay an 8, and this turns into a 6. Player A wins these 2 gems, and that goes into his win pile. It's no longer in his deck, but in his win pile, and player A has 2 gems. So we'll go ahead and play another round. Player A won, so player B would go first. He's going to play his lowest card here, is going to play a 4. And go ahead and draw a card. So player A can't play this 3 no matter what, because no matter what, this 3 is kind of stuck. He could, if he uses 2 phenomena making a 5. Now that might not be the best play, just to get rid of a 3. So I don't think that's worthwhile. He has another 3 here, which would cause a tie, which is not a bad move. And he can make it a 4. So he's going to go ahead and do that. Even though he's playing for 1 gems, he just won 1. He's getting rid of the 3 using the phenomena for the pluses and draws 2 cards. So we went to war again. Player A initiated the war. Player B will go ahead and start because player A initiated. Player B goes up, draws off the top, and gets a 12. Oh! Now player A needs to beat a 12. Can he do it? He gets a 10. Doesn't quite get there. So player B wins these 2 gems. And then the rest of the cards go into the discard. Because player B won, player A will start, and then player A will now get rid of his 2. So he's very excited about that. You want to get rid of your low cards if you can, so that you can save up for the high cards. Player A will go ahead and just play an 8, which is a pretty high card, and draw. We drew 11, that's pretty good. Now player A has to beat an 8. He looks at the 8, says, oh, can I play this? 8. Does this go to a tie? What happens with this 8 versus 8? That's when we look at this elemental ranking card. And right away, you see that earth beats air. So earth beats air, so he can play that Minotaur and beat the Thunder Falcon. So that 8 earth beats 8 air. And so now 8 is the top beast, 8 earth. And then player B needs to beat 8 earth. And he can just play this 9. Once he plays the 9, he doesn't have to worry about the tie because the numbers always will trump the suits, no matter what. If he wants to force a war, he could try to do that by playing this card, which then brings it down to an 8, and then they're both at 8s. And then this will go to war. And that might not be a bad play. They're both low, and he's getting rid of 2 cards, and he's getting rid of a minus, so that's still not too bad. So let's go ahead and go to war, where player B initiated, so player A would go first. So player A will draw right off the top. Oh, got a minus, a cave in. Oh no, you got a 1. -1. It's a 0. Unless player B gets a 0. Oh, a minus. Let's see what happens. Plus, oh, a 6. So you have 6 plus 1 and -1. So 6 plus 1 is a 7. 7 minus 1 is a 6. So it stays a 6, and 6 will beat a 0. No problem. And so player B wins these 3 gems. He's at 5 gems. 5 gems versus 2 gems. You would keep playing till the first player reaches 10 gems, and the game will be over. So we went through 3 rounds and showed you how the ties work and how you would use these elemental ranking to break the ties or cause ties. So I hope that is a good explanation. Thank you very much.